Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. This week's topic, we address when to assist with calving. And as we make this decision, we come upon our cows, we're checking them this time of year in calving season. It can lead to anxious moments as we're trying to make that decision. So we go through some of the basic things that happen during the calving process. We start by just addressing the 3 stages of parturition. The first one is the dilation of the cervix in the cow. Now this one is variable in length. It can happen over the course of days or it can happen over the course of hours. We may not notice anything going on with that cow, or we might notice a mucus string hanging from her vulva. We may notice a cow that has a little less appetite or separates herself from herd mates, maybe gets off by herself, but that's phase 1. Stage 2 is the actual delivery of the calf. And this is the one we'll talk most about with regard to making this decision of whether or not we need to help. Stage 3 of parturition is actually the cow just delivering the placental membranes, or the afterbirth as we commonly call it. Usually happens within a few hours after the birth of the calf. So stage 2 is what we're going to focus on relative to making this decision. Stage 2, that actual delivery of the calf. A lot of things happen here. You've got a cervix that's dilated. You have got a water bag that becomes apparent, which most of the text will say is the time you really want to start your clock. At the beginning of stage 2, when you see that water bag, it's going to become apparent through the water bag. In a normal presentation, you're going to be able to see the front feet with dew claws pointed down and split between those front hooves, and a nose of that calf right behind those through the water bag. And this is when a cow really goes into a lot of active contractions and starts to work to push that calf out. Most current data tells us that a healthy cow with a normally presented calf is going to complete the delivery of the calf process within about 30 minutes. And a heifer, by that same token, healthy, normal presentation of the calf, everything going well, she's typically going to complete that delivery within an hour. So those are good rules of thumb to follow. What happens whenever we go off the rails? Because in a perfect world, we'd live with our cows and heifers every minute of every day while they're calving. We would know exactly when stage 2 started. We'd set our clock, we'd time this, but in reality, we come upon heifers and cows, and sometimes it's apparent that they're straining, they're laying down, they're trying, and maybe we never see a water bag or any front feet or nose of a calf. In other cases, maybe we are there at the onset and we're getting to the end of those timelines that are our general rules of thumb. A couple things to keep in mind. Not every cow and not every heifer runs that same course of time. But if we reached a point where we can tell that this process has been delayed, if we are pretty certain that things are taking too long, and maybe we're not seeing signs of a normal presentation, it's a good idea to get that heifer or cow in and actually proceed to the point of an examination and see if nature's going to run its course, or if there's something we can do as producers to actually help. Final thought on this, as we come upon heifers and cows in this process, starting too early and intervening and stressing the cow and causing some kind of disturbance can actually slow down uterine contractions and cause delay in this process. But by the flip side of that coin, waiting too long can lead to a dead calf or potentially a weak calf if we don't assist with that delivery soon enough. So good judgment's the result of experience. I hope this helps, and thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner.